3 hours of dark psychology tricks to fall asleep to. Opening and setting intention. This is not about learning in the traditional sense. It is not about study or effort. Instead, it is about allowing your mind to drift into relaxation. You are safe. You are calm. You are exactly where you need to be. For the next 3 hours, I will speak to you gently about dark psychology, about influence, persuasion, and the secrets of the subconscious mind. But do not be alarmed. The purpose here is not control, not manipulation, but release. You see, the mind finds comfort in rhythm, in repetition, in the quiet unfolding of hidden truths. And as you listen, you will notice your body beginning to settle, sinking into the bed or chair beneath you. Feel the weight of your shoulders loosening. Feel the breath moving gently in and out. Each inhale, bringing in calm. Each exhale, letting go of tension. As I speak, I will share with you principles of dark psychology. And though they are often thought of as tools of power, influence, even control, here they become lullabies for the subconscious mind. Suggestion, mirroring, anchoring, persuasion. These words may sound strong, even heavy, but tonight, they are softened, transformed, reshaped into gentle companions that guide you towards sleep. Allow your eyelids to grow heavier. If your thoughts wander, let them. There is no need to focus, only to listen, and to drift. The mind loves patterns. And as I repeat these ideas, softly, slowly, you may find your thoughts slowing too, as though every word is a step down a staircase into deeper calm. With every passing minute, your awareness narrows, like a candle flame, flickering lower, softer, until it fades into the night. You are here, safe, calm, and free. And now, let us explore the first of these ideas, the power of suggestion.
Mirroring and matching asterisk. One of the simplest and yet most powerful tools of influence is mirroring. When two people sit together and one reflects the other's posture, their tone, their rhythm of speech, a bond forms. It is almost invisible, almost unnoticed, but the subconscious recognizes it instantly. Mirroring creates connection. It says quietly, I am like you. I understand you. And the mind loves familiarity. The mind feels safe with what is familiar. Even now, I am mirroring your need for rest, your slowing breath, your drifting thoughts, the rhythm of my words, matching the rhythm of your relaxation. As I pause, your mind pauses too. As my tone softens, so does your inner voice. This is the power of matching. The dance of communication, so subtle, so natural, it feels effortless. In dark psychology, mirroring is often used to build trust, to guide decisions, to persuade. But here, in this quiet space, it is used only for comfort, only to lead you gently into rest. Notice your breathing now. It flows easily, softly, in and out. And as I speak, I match the rhythm of that breath. Inhale slowly, exhale fully. Together, in sync, this synchrony creates peace. It tells your nervous system that everything is safe, everything is calm. And the more you feel that calm, the more your body surrenders to rest. Think of a time when someone understood you without words. A glance, a shared smile, a silence that felt full. That is mirroring. That is matching. And it brings the same comfort you feel now. The mind does not resist what feels familiar. It opens, it accepts, it allows. And so as I match your rhythm, your body relaxes more deeply. Your thoughts grow quieter. Your awareness drifts like a leaf floating on water. Every pause I take is a space for your mind to rest. Every phrase I repeat is a step deeper into sleep. Mirroring is connection, and connection brings safety, and safety allows sleep. As you drift further now, know that your mind is aligned with my voice, your breath is aligned with this rhythm, and your body is aligned with the calm surrounding you. You are safe. You are understood. You are free to let go and drift away. Anchoring emotions asterisk. Anchoring is the art of linking a feeling to a signal. It is how the mind connects one state of being to a simple trigger. Think of a song that takes you back to a memory, a scent that reminds you of someone you love, a place that instantly makes you calm. This is anchoring, the subconscious tying emotion to experience. And once the anchor is set, the feeling returns every time. Right now, as you listen to my voice, as you hear the slow rhythm, as you notice your breath moving gently, your mind is anchoring relaxation to this moment. The more you listen, the stronger the anchor becomes, so that each word I say, each pause I take, reminds you of calm. Every sound a signal, every phrase a pathway to deeper rest. Anchoring can be used to persuade, to influence, to direct behavior. But here, it is used only for peace, only for sleep. So let us set anchors together. When I say deeper, your body loosens. When I say calm, your breath slows. When I say safe, your mind releases worry. Deeper, calm, safe. Each word more powerful with every repetition. Each word settling into the subconscious, like roots sinking into soil. Now imagine a place in your mind. A quiet room, dimly lit, soft, safe. Each time you close your eyes and hear this rhythm, you return to that room. That room becomes an anchor, a signal to your mind that it is time to rest. You do not need to force it. The subconscious does the work, quietly, gently, just as it always has, every time a memory returns uninvited. Tonight, the memory being created is one of release, one of calm, one of sleep, deeper, calm, safe. Anchors are planted. And the next time you hear these words, you will drift faster, rest deeper, sleep longer. This is the gift of anchoring emotions. And tonight, those emotions are peace, comfort, and rest. Subliminal influence asterisk. Some messages are heard clearly. Others are hidden beneath the surface. This is subliminal influence. The conscious mind listens to words, but the subconscious listens to rhythm, tone, suggestion, silence. Even when you do not notice, it is there. Right now, your conscious mind hears my words, but your subconscious hears more. It hears the spaces between, the softness of the tone, the rhythm that repeats like a lullaby. This is why subliminal messages are so powerful. They slip past awareness and settle in the deeper mind. And the deeper mind is where change begins. Think of how a single image, flashed for just a moment, can stay with you all day. Or how a word in the background can shape your mood without you knowing why. That is subliminal influence. Invisible, but unforgettable. As you rest here, my words carry both meaning and softness. On the surface, you hear thoughts about psychology. But underneath, your body hears a call to sleep. Every phrase whispers, rest now. Every pause invites, let go. Every repetition says, drift deeper. And the beautiful truth is, you don't need to try. Your subconscious is already listening, already accepting, already allowing you to sink further into rest. This is not manipulation. This is alignment. Your mind wants peace. Your body wants sleep. And subliminal influence is simply the bridge connecting the two. Let us layer the messages now. On the surface, you are learning about psychology. Beneath that, you are absorbing calm. And beneath that, you are releasing into sleep. 3 levels, stacked gently, like waves on a shore. Each one carrying you deeper, softer, calmer. If your eyes have not closed yet, let them close now. If your thoughts still wander, let them drift where they wish. Even distraction becomes suggestion. Even wandering becomes rest. The mind cannot resist what it does not notice. And tonight, it notices only peace, only comfort, only release. Subliminal influence is always there, guiding softly, silently, secretly. And now, it guides you into sleep. Gentle sleep. Drift asterisk. You have listened, calmly, patiently, as the mind explored suggestion, mirroring, anchoring, subliminals. Each idea, a thread, weaving into a blanket of calm. Now, it is time to drift. Not to think, not to analyze, only to rest. Feel the bed beneath you, supporting every part of your body. Feel the stillness around you, like a cocoon of silence. Your breath is slow, steady, natural. And with each breath, you drift further, deeper, softer. There is no need to hold on. Nothing to do, nothing to fix. Only the gentle surrender of letting go. Imagine now a staircase before you, each step leading downward into calm. With every word I say, you take one more step and your body relaxes further. Point 10, your eyelids heavy. 9, your shoulders loose. 8, your arms at rest. 7, your thoughts quiet. 6, sinking deeper. 5, your breath soft. 4, your chest calm. 3, the body still. 2, the mind empty. 1, drifting into sleep. You are safe. You are calm. You are free. Every sound around you becomes part of your dream. Every word I speak becomes part of your rest. Even silence speaks to you now, whispering comfort. There is nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to hold on to. The subconscious has already absorbed what it needs. The conscious can now release and sleep. Deeper, calm, safe, like waves rolling gently on the shore. You drift, like leaves floating softly on water. You drift, like clouds sliding across the sky. You drift, and the deeper you go, the more peaceful you become. The more peaceful you become, the deeper you go. Let the cycle carry you, round and round, deeper and deeper, until thought dissolves and only sleep remains. The law of commitment and consistency asterisk. The human mind loves to be consistent. When we commit to something, even in a small way, we feel drawn to continue. This is the law of commitment and consistency, a principle of persuasion often used to influence choices. But tonight, we use it to guide the mind toward rest. Think of a promise you once made, even a small one. Did you notice how strong the pull was to keep it? That is the subconscious, craving alignment between thought and action. So now, let us make a gentle commitment together. A promise, not of effort, but of ease. You may whisper it silently to yourself, or simply think it. I allow myself to rest. Again, softly. I allow myself to rest. Each time you repeat it, the mind strengthens its consistency. Each time you say it, the body follows the promise. The breath grows slower. The muscles loosen. The thoughts soften. The commitment does not need force. It is gentle, easy, natural. For the mind loves to fulfill what it declares to so tonight. Your only commitment is to let go, to drift, to sleep. The more you listen, the more consistent you become. The longer you rest here, the deeper your body remembers this state of calm. And so the cycle continues. Commitment creates consistency. Consistency creates rest. Rest creates sleep. You may notice now that every inhale feels familiar and every exhale feels complete. The breath itself becomes a pattern of commitment. In calm, out, release. In calm, out, release. The more you breathe, the more consistent this cycle becomes. And with each cycle, your mind believes more deeply in the commitment to rest. Even if thoughts appear, the commitment remains. Even if distractions come, the consistency returns. Always guiding you back, always keeping you aligned with peace. This is the power of commitment and consistency. It draws you deeper with every breath, with every word, with every moment. And now, you may allow yourself to fall further into the rhythm, trusting that the promise has already been made and the body will keep it. Authority and trust asterisk. The mind often seeks guidance. It listens more deeply to voices it trusts. This is the principle of authority. When someone appears certain, calm, steady, the mind relaxes. It feels safe to follow. It feels safe to release control. This is why authority holds so much influence. Not authority of force, but authority of presence. A quiet confidence that says, you are safe here. Even now, as you listen, notice how the steady rhythm of my voice carries weight. Not heavy weight, but the kind that holds you, like strong arms, supporting you gently. This is the essence of trust. You allow the words to guide you, not because you must, but because they are steady, because they are calm, because they bring you peace. In dark psychology, authority is often used to persuade. But here it is softened. It is reshaped into comfort, a guiding presence that leads you toward rest. So as you hear these words, trust the rhythm, trust the pauses, trust the flow that carries you deeper. The conscious mind may wonder, should I let go? And the subconscious replies, yes, it is safe. You are safe because the words are steady. You are calm because the rhythm is gentle. You are drifting because the trust is complete. Think now of a time you felt guided, perhaps by a teacher, a parent, a friend, someone whose presence made you feel that everything was okay, that you could breathe and rest. That same comfort is here now. The voice becomes a guide. The rhythm becomes a path. And all you must do is follow. Authority does not always command. Sometimes it simply reassures. And reassurance is all the mind needs to surrender to let go. Trust the sound. Trust the silence. Trust the sleep waiting for you. The more you trust, the deeper you fall. The deeper you fall, the more you trust. And soon, trust and sleep become the same thing. Storytelling as persuasion *. Stories have always held power. Before books, before writing, there were stories. Tales whispered by firelight, guiding minds, shaping beliefs, calming fears. This is the persuasion of story. The conscious mind listens for plot, while the subconscious absorbs emotion. And slowly, gently, the listener is carried wherever the story leads. Think now of how a child drifts to sleep as a bedtime story unfolds. Not because the story demands it, but because the rhythm, the imagery, the gentle unfolding lulls the mind. Tonight, you are that child. And these words are the story. In dark psychology, storytelling persuades by weaving lessons, emotions, desires. But here, persuasion is softened. Here, the only lesson is rest. The only emotion is calm. The only desire is sleep. Let me tell you a story. There is a path through a quiet forest. The ground is soft, the air is cool. The trees stand tall, but welcoming. Each step you take carries you deeper into peace. You notice the sound of leaves brushing gently in the wind. The smell of earth, fresh, grounding. The warmth of twilight wrapping around you. With each step, the forest becomes quieter. With each breath, the body grows lighter. Until soon, you reach a clearing. In the center, there is a small lake. Its surface is smooth, like glass. When you look at it, you see not your reflection, but your calm. The lake mirrors your stillness. It tells you are safe. It tells you may rest. You sit by the water's edge, and as you watch the surface ripple, your mind drifts further into ease. Every ripple, a thought dissolving. Every shimmer, a feeling of peace. This is the story your mind tells itself now. A story of stillness. A story of rest. A story of sleep. And the more you listen, the more you realize you are the story. You are the forest. You are the calm lake. And you are the dreamer, already drifting into sleep. The pull of scarcity *. The mind pays attention to what feels rare. When something seems limited, precious, fleeting, the desire for it grows stronger. This is the pull of scarcity. In dark psychology, scarcity is used to persuade, to make us want what may disappear. But tonight, it is softened, transformed. Instead of urgency, it brings appreciation. Instead of desire, it brings calm. Think of this moment now. It is unique. It will never come again. The sound of this voice, the rhythm of your breath, the weight of your body sinking deeper, all of it belongs only to this moment. And because it is rare, the mind values it more. Because it is fleeting, the body treasures it. This night, this peace, is yours alone. The pull of scarcity becomes a reminder that every breath is precious, that every sigh of release is a gift, that every pause, every silence is an opening into sleep. Notice now how the body relaxes more deeply when you realize this moment cannot be repeated. It belongs only to you. It belongs only to now. Even sleep itself is a kind of scarcity. Each night's rest is unique. No two dreams are ever the same. No two moments of calm are ever identical. And this makes them more beautiful. Allow the pull of scarcity, not to create urgency, but to invite surrender. Let it remind you that this chance for rest is precious, that tonight's sleep will never come again. And because it is rare, you give yourself fully to it. Imagine now, holding a delicate feather in your hand. It is light, fragile, soft. The wind could carry it away at any moment. And so, You treasure it while it rests with you. This moment is the feather. Soft, fragile, precious. And you hold it gently by surrendering to it. By letting it be what it is, calm, rare, beautiful. The more you surrender, the more precious it becomes. The more precious it becomes, the more you surrender. Until there is nothing left to hold on to, and sleep carries you away like the feather in the wind. Reframing and perspective shift asterisk. The mind is powerful, not because of what it sees, but because of how it sees. This is the art of reframing, the subtle shift that changes everything. In dark psychology, reframing is used to alter perception, to turn pain into opportunity, fear into compliance, hesitation into action. But here tonight, reframing becomes gentle. It becomes a tool for rest, for peace, for sleep. Every thought that lingers in your mind can be seen in more than one way. A worry can be reframed as preparation. A mistake, reframed as learning. A challenge, reframed as growth. Even restlessness, reframed as the body's way of asking for release. So now, imagine each thought like a small picture in a frame. Notice the way it looks. Notice the feeling it carries. And then, imagine changing the frame. The picture remains, but the meaning transforms. A dark frame becomes light. A heavy frame becomes soft. A sharp frame becomes smooth. And with each shift, the picture loses its power to disturb you. It simply becomes a passing image. Notice how the body reacts when the frame changes. The heart slows, the breath deepens, the muscles loosen. This is the gift of perspective. You see now that every thought has many meanings. You choose the one that soothes. You choose the frame that allows release. Even this moment of drifting may feel like emptiness, but reframed, it is fullness. Fullness of quiet, fullness of space, fullness of rest. The edges of thought blur, the frames dissolve, and soon there are no pictures at all. Only stillness, only calm, only the vast, soft canvas of sleep. Reframing is the gentle art of letting go. And tonight, you let go again and again until all that remains is peace. Anchoring calm asterisk. The mind is like the sea. Waves rise and fall, but beneath them, the depths remain still. Anchoring is the art of returning again and again to that stillness. In dark psychology, anchoring is used to bind emotions to triggers, to create associations that control behavior. But here, tonight, anchoring becomes gentle. It becomes a pathway back to peace, back to rest, back to sleep. So now, choose something simple. Your breath, the sound of this voice, the weight of your body against the surface beneath you. This is your anchor, your reminder of calm. Each time the mind drifts away, you can return to this anchor. A single inhale becomes a rope pulling you back. A single exhale releases the wandering thought. Again and again, back to stillness. Notice how safe it feels to have a place to return to. No matter where the mind goes, the anchor is always here. Waiting, steady, calm, the body responds. The chest rises and falls more slowly. The muscles sink deeper into softness. The heart finds its quiet rhythm. And with each return, the anchor grows stronger. Imagine now a glowing stone resting at the bottom of a lake. The waters move above it, but the stone remains still. Heavy, solid, unshaken. This stone is your anchor. It is always there, even when the surface ripples, even when the storms pass overhead. And just like the stone, you too are steady beneath the waves. No matter the thought, no matter the feeling, you can return to your anchor. And every time you do, you drift deeper into rest. The waves grow softer. The water grows calmer. The anchor grows heavier. And the body grows lighter. Now, as the breath slows, as the weight of sleep pulls stronger, the anchor holds you. Safe, steady, drifting gently into the depths of calm. Dissolving boundaries asterisk. The mind likes to create edges. Lines between self and other, between here and there, between what is safe and what is not. In dark psychology, boundaries are manipulated. Lines are blurred until people lose their sense of direction. But here tonight, the soft dissolving of boundaries brings freedom. It brings peace. It brings sleep. Feel now where your body ends and the world begins. The skin gently touching the air. The air gently touching the skin. The edge between you and the space around you begins to blur. With every breath, the boundary grows softer. With every exhale, the edges dissolve, until it is hard to know where the body ends and where the stillness begins. Imagine a drop of water falling into the ocean. At first, it feels separate, distinct, but the moment it touches the surface, it becomes part of the vastness. No boundary remains. Only depth. Only calm. So2. Do you dissolve tonight? The edges of thought fade into silence. The edges of tension fade into release. The edges of waking fade into sleep. The pillow beneath you no longer feels separate. It is part of you. The air you breathe no longer feels outside. It is part of you. The calm around you no longer feels distant. It is part of you. And as the boundaries dissolve, so does effort. So does worry. So does time. What remains is only softness. What remains is only rest. What remains is only sleep and no edges. No walls. No weight. Only the endless calm, carrying you deeper and deeper into stillness. Letting go of control. The mind loves control. It plans, prepares, protects. It watches over every detail, believing it keeps you safe. In dark psychology, control is taken, twisted, and held tightly, a force that binds. But tonight, letting go of control becomes your path to freedom, your path to rest, your path to sleep. Notice how much the mind has tried today. Every decision, every thought, every moment of effort, all a way of holding on. And now, in this quiet, you are free to release it. Imagine holding a rope in your hands. You've been pulling it tight for so long. Your arms are tired. Your grip is weak. And slowly, finger by finger, you begin to let go. The rope slips away, and with it, all the weight, all the effort, all the control. The body sighs in relief. The breath grows softer. The heart rests easier. There is nothing left to hold, nothing left to carry, nothing left to control. Now, imagine floating on calm water. You don't need to paddle. You don't need to guide yourself. The water carries you. It knows where to go, and you trust it completely. This is the feeling of letting go. Every thought that rises is not yours to control. Every sensation that passes is not yours to manage. They come, they go, like clouds across the night sky. You simply rest beneath them. The truth is, sleep cannot be controlled. It cannot be forced. It arrives only when you let go. And so tonight, you surrender. You release the reins. You drift freely. The mind rests. The body softens. Control slips away. And in its place, an effortless quiet grows. Now, nothing is demanded of you. Nothing is required. You are free to let go completely. And in that letting go, sleep finds you. Gently, naturally, beautifully. The lure of silence. Silence has its own voice. It whispers without sound. It comforts without words. It lulls without effort. In dark psychology, silence is often used as a weapon, a pause that unsettles, a gap that creates tension. But here tonight, silence is not heavy. It is light. It is healing. It is rest. Notice now the space between each word, the soft gap, like the pause between waves or the hush between heartbeats. This space is silence, and the silence is alive. With each breath, you fall into it. With each pause, you drift deeper. The silence carries you. It wraps you gently, like a blanket woven from air. There is nothing to fill, nothing to fix, nothing to chase. The silence is complete on its own. Imagine standing in a wide valley at night. The stars above, endless. The ground beneath, steady. And all around you, silence. Not empty, but full. Full of calm. Full of stillness. Full of peace. The lure of silence is simple. It asks for nothing and gives you everything. The mind quiets. The body softens. The edges of thought fade. And in the soft embrace of silence, sleep begins to bloom. You do not chase it. You do not demand it. You simply allow it. Because silence makes space. And in that space, rest grows. Peace grows. Sleep grows. Now, listen to the quiet between these words. That is where your rest is waiting. That is where your dreams begin. Subtle influence. Influence is often invisible. It works quietly, beneath awareness, shaping thoughts, guiding choices. In dark psychology, subtle influence can persuade without force, a word, a glance, a pause, shifting direction unnoticed. But tonight, subtle influence is not a trap. It is a gentle guide leading you toward peace, toward rest, toward sleep. Notice how the rhythm of your breath follows the rhythm of these words. Each inhale, lengthening. Each exhale, softening. This is influence, not by force, but by harmony. The body listens. The mind follows. Without effort, you are guided deeper. Imagine now a candle flame. Soft, steady, glowing. Your eyes close, yet the flame remains within. Its light flickers, and your attention drifts with it. Not pulled, not pushed, simply guided. This is subtle influence. Every sound in the room can be reframed as part of the lull. Every sensation becomes softer. Every thought becomes slower. This is the gentle persuasion of rest. Like a current in the river, you do not resist. You allow. The current carries you. The influence is effortless. It moves you towards stillness, and the deeper you go, the easier it is to follow. The softer you feel, the more you welcome it. Until every breath, every heartbeat aligns with the rhythm of calm. The truth is, influence need not be feared. It can soothe. It can heal. It can lead you exactly where you wish to be. And tonight, the influence is simple. It is guiding you to let go, to sink, to rest, to drift at last into sleep. The shadow of suggestion asterisk, suggestion is a whisper to the mind. A gentle nudge, a seed planted in thought that grows without effort. In dark psychology, suggestion is powerful. It bends perception, it shapes behavior, it guides without being noticed. But here tonight, suggestion is soft. It is kind. It is restful. It is the voice that guides you towards sleep. Notice how each word becomes a suggestion. When I say relax, your body loosens a little more. When I say soften, your breath grows quieter. When I say sleep, your mind drifts closer to it. The shadow of suggestion is not heavy. It is cool and gentle, like shade on a warm day. It wraps you lightly, protecting you, comforting you. Imagine walking through a forest at night. The moonlight glows faintly, casting long, soft shadows. You follow the shadows, and they guide your steps. Calm, silent, safe. So2. Do the suggestions guide you now? Each phrase, each pause, each breath, leading you deeper into rest. You don't have to think. You don't have to try. The words settle inside you, and the body responds naturally. Relax, soften, drift, sleep. The shadow of suggestion grows longer, stretching across your mind, covering every restless thought, until nothing remains but quiet. The suggestions have done their work. They lead you not into control, but into freedom. Not into weight, but into lightness. Not into fear, but into sleep. And so, you surrender to them. You follow where they lead, and they lead you into dreams. Deepening trance asterisk, trance is not a place you go. It is a state you allow. A softening of thought, a loosening of control, a drifting into depth. In dark psychology, trance is used to open the mind to suggestion, to bypass resistance, to slip beneath awareness. But tonight, trance is gentle. It is safe. It is rest. You're already close to it. Your breath, slow and steady. Your body, heavy and warm. Your thoughts, distant and fading. All of this is trance, and now we deepen it. With each number I say, you drift further down. 10 so calm. 9 so heavy. 8 sinking deeper. 7 drifting further. 6 looser, softer, quieter. 5 halfway to dreams. 4 mind growing lighter. 3 body sinking lower. 2 thoughts dissolving. 1 deep, deep down. Here, you are safe. Here, you are free. Here, nothing is asked of you except to rest. Imagine now, descending a staircase of light. Each step glows softly beneath your feet. With every step down, your body grows heavier. Your mind grows quieter. Your eyes grow softer. And the light carries you deeper still. This is trance. It is the space between waking and sleep. It is the threshold of dreams. And in this space, you do not need to choose. You do not need to try. The trance deepens on its own. The body surrenders on its own. The sleep comes on its own. Deeper now, softer now, quieter now, until even the sound of these words fades into distance, until even the thought of listening drifts away. All that remains is the deep, gentle trance that carries you into sleep. The illusion of time asterisk, time, feels solid. Minutes, hours, days, measured and counted. But in truth, time is softer. It bends. It drifts. It dissolves. In dark psychology, time is often distorted, made to feel longer or shorter, to weaken resistance, or to trap attention. But tonight, the illusion of time is your freedom. Because as time blurs, so does thought. So does effort. So does wakefulness. Notice now how long this moment feels. A single breath stretches wide. A single pause feels endless. Already, time is slowing. Imagine lying beneath the stars. The night sky stretches forever. And yet, you lose track of minutes. Seconds melt into hours. Hours dissolve into stillness. Time no longer matters. Only calm remains. Your body feels timeless too. The weight of muscles fades. The rhythm of the heart slows. The ticking clock of the mind grows quiet. You are not bound by time here. You are free of it. Even sleep itself is timeless. You close your eyes, and the night disappears. Hours pass in a single blink. Dreams stretch into eternity, yet end in a heartbeat. This is the illusion of time. It is not your enemy. It is your gift. Because when time dissolves, so does tension. So does worry. So does the world. Now, imagine holding a pocket watch. Its hands slow, slower, slower still, until they stop completely. The watch is silent. The time is gone. And in its place, only stillness remains. In this illusion, you are free to rest. You are free to dream. You are free to sleep, without end, without measure, without time. The surrender of self asterisk, the self, feels solid. An identity, a name, a story, a boundary between you and the world. In dark psychology, the self is targeted, broken down, reshaped, controlled. But tonight, the surrender of self is not loss. It is freedom. It is release. It is peace. Notice how the idea of you is already softening. The roles you played today, fading. The thoughts you carried, dissolving. The worries you claimed as yours, growing quiet. What remains when all that falls away? Only breath. Only warmth. Only stillness. No self to protect. No self to hold. Only rest. Imagine now a drop of ink falling into water. At first, it holds its shape. Distinct. Separate. But slowly it spreads. It merges. It surrenders. Until there is no ink, no water. Only oneness. SO2. Do you surrender now? The self softens. The edges dissolve. You merge with the calm around you. You merge with the silence. You merge with the night. There is nothing to do. Nothing to prove. Nothing to be. You do not need a self to rest. You do not need a self to sleep. The surrender is gentle. Like setting down a heavy mask. Like stepping out of a tight costume. You are free, lighter, softer, and in this surrender, you discover truth. You are not separate. You are part of the stillness, part of the quiet, part of the dream. The self drifts away like smoke in the wind. And what remains is only peace, only calm, only sleep. Into the depths asterisk, there is always deeper. Even when you feel still, the stillness can grow. Even when you feel calm, the calm can expand. Even when you feel asleep, the sleep can deepen. In dark psychology, the depths of the mind are explored to find hidden fears, desires, triggers. But tonight, you explore the depths only for peace, for silence, for rest. Imagine standing at the edge of a calm lake. The water looks dark, endless. And with each breath, you step into it. The surface closes behind you. You sink gently, deeper and deeper. The deeper you go, the quieter it becomes. The deeper you go, the softer everything feels. The deeper you go, the further waking drifts away, down, down, where time does not exist, where thought does not reach, where nothing can disturb you. Only silence, only safety, only depth. The body grows heavier, yet lighter at the same time. Heavy with stillness, light with release. The mind grows slower, until it feels as though it has stopped. Here, in the depths, you are untouchable. Here, you are safe. Here, sleep holds you fully. And as you sink further, you realize there is no bottom. Only more depth, more quiet, more rest. Every breath carries you lower. Every heartbeat slows you further. Every word drifts you deeper, until at last, there is nothing left to notice, nothing left to follow, nothing left to do. You are simply in the depths, held, safe, asleep. The weight of words' calm tone. Every word you've ever heard has shaped your mind. Some words gave you strength, others planted doubt. And yet, as you rest here, the power of words becomes lighter. My words, flowing steadily, act like threads pulling you deeper into sleep. You don't need to resist them. Just allow the rhythm of each sentence to carry you further down. The vanishing room visualization. Imagine a room you're sitting in. Slowly, objects fade from it. The chairs, the walls, the floor beneath your feet. One by one, they vanish into darkness. And still, you're safe. Because the emptier the room becomes, the lighter you feel. And when nothing remains but you, even you begins to drift away into the background of sleep. Drifting into the unknown. Dark psychology trick, anchoring trust in the unknown. Your mind craves control, but it finds peace in surrender. Right now, you're letting go of the need to control your thoughts. Sleep is the unknown, yet it welcomes you. You drift into it, as if you've done it 1,000 times. Trust that instinct. Trust the fall. The whispering shadows. Close your eyes now. Let the world outside fade into the background. You are here, listening, resting, breathing. Nothing else matters. Only the sound of my voice, gentle and steady, like the rhythm of waves on a dark and endless shore. You are safe here. You are held in the quiet embrace of shadows. Shadows are not your enemy. They are not here to frighten you. Shadows are whispers, soft, subtle influences that shape your thoughts without you ever noticing. In the waking world, shadows of the mind guide decisions, nudge emotions, pull at desires. But here, as you lie down, they serve a different purpose. They are not pulling you into worry. They are not guiding you into fear. Tonight, the shadows whisper only one thing: sleep. Imagine the shadows stretching across the walls of your mind, long and fluid, moving slowly like smoke. They are not fixed. They bend, shift, and curl around you. As they move, they cover the bright, restless parts of your mind, the thoughts that try to hold you awake, the memories that cling, the worries that chatter. One by one, the shadows reach them and wrap around them, until they dissolve into the dark. Nothing remains but stillness. Listen closely. If you focus, you might almost hear the whispers. They don't need to be loud. They don't need to be sharp. They are quiet, calm, persuasive. They say things like, let go now, breathe slower, drift further. And your body obeys without resistance. Your shoulders loosen. Your arms grow heavier. Your breath settles into a steady rhythm. Each whisper pulls you one step deeper into rest. Dark psychology tells us that influence works best when it is unseen. When you don't fight it, when you don't notice it, it seeps into you with ease. And right now, you don't need to resist. There is no reason to fight. The influence of these whispers is kind, protective, and soft. They are not here to trick you into fear. They are here to trick you into rest, into calm, into the sleep that your body has been craving. Think of how the day has filled you with noise. Every moment, someone wanted something from you. Every sound, every message, every thought pulled you outward. But now, here in the quiet, nothing is demanded of you. The only request is surrender. Surrender to the shadows. Surrender to the whispering dark. As you listen, you may notice how the shadows move closer, how they gather around you, curling at your feet, winding around your arms, brushing softly against your skin. They are not heavy. They are light, almost weightless, like smoke or mist. They do not trap you. They cradle you. They hold you gently, as though keeping you safe. The shadows carry no sharp edges, no harsh light. They are smooth, soft, endlessly deep. Your thoughts begin to mirror the shadows. They stretch, blur, and soften. A memory forms, then melts away. A plan flickers, then dissolves. One by one, each thought vanishes into the dark mist. The more they vanish, the lighter your mind becomes. Soon, there will be no thoughts left to hold you awake. Only stillness. Only silence. Only whispers leading you deeper. You may notice how silence grows between my words. That silence is not empty. It is full. Full of calm. Full of safety. Full of the shadows that surround you now. Every pause is an invitation to drift further, to slide deeper into the waiting dark. My voice carries you forward, but it is the silence between words that pulls you down. Down into rest, down into peace, down into sleep. Let the shadows continue their work. Let them cover every restless thought. Let them gather the pieces of your day and take them far away, into places you cannot follow. You don't need them anymore. Not tonight. Tonight belongs to darkness. Tonight belongs to rest. Tonight belongs to the shadows, whispering you into sleep. You may notice how the mind resists at first. It tries to stay alert, tries to keep watch, tries to hold on to awareness. That is natural. The mind does not want to surrender control, but shadows have a way of softening resistance. They do not fight head-on. They creep quietly, silently, surrounding the edges of your thoughts until resistance has nowhere left to stand. It happens slowly, gently, almost invisibly. One moment you think you are still awake, still aware, and then suddenly you realize your awareness has already begun to blur. This is the art of subtle influence. The mind is guided not by force, but by suggestion. You hear my words, and though you could ignore them, you do not. You let them seep into you. You allow them to guide the rhythm of your breathing, the heaviness of your body, the stillness of your thoughts. The whispers of shadows are powerful because they do not demand, they invite. They do not shout, they murmur. They say, you are safe, you are calm, you are falling deeper. And without even trying, you follow. Now picture yourself standing at the edge of a forest at night. The trees rise high, their branches weaving together like dark curtains. The moonlight is faint, only enough to reveal shadows stretching across the ground. At first, you hesitate. The forest looks endless, mysterious, unknown. But then you hear it, the whisper of shadows among the trees. A soft invitation, a gentle pull. With each step forward, you feel calmer, not afraid. The deeper you go, the quieter the world becomes. The forest holds you, shields you, silences everything outside. This forest is not dangerous. It is your mind's sanctuary. Every tree is a thought, every shadow a memory. And as you walk deeper, they all begin to fade. Soon the forest becomes lighter, emptier. The ground softens beneath your feet. The trees themselves dissolve into mist. The deeper you go, the less there is around you. Until finally, you are standing in pure shadow. A place without edges, without weight, without time. The whispers are all that remain. The body follows the mind. Already you feel it, the heaviness settling deeper into your chest, your arms, your legs. Muscles loosening, joints relaxing. Even your eyelids feel drawn down by invisible threads. You could open them if you tried. But why would you? It is easier to let them close, to let them rest, to let yourself drift further with the shadows' whispers. Every exhale is a release. Each time you breathe out, you are letting go of something unnecessary. A worry, a fragment of memory, a flicker of thought. One by one, they leave you. Shadows catch them, hold them, carry them away into the dark where they can no longer reach you. In return, the shadows give you calm. They give you stillness. They give you the gift of peace. And with every inhale, you are breathing in the darkness itself. Imagine it now, the cool, soothing dark filling your lungs. It spreads through your chest, down your arms, into your fingers, into your legs, until every part of you is filled with quiet shadow. Not heavy, not suffocating, gentle, smooth, calming. With each breath, more of you becomes part of the darkness. You are no longer separate from it. You are merging with it, dissolving into it, until the difference between you and the shadows disappears. This is how the whispers work. They blur the line between inside and outside, between thought and silence, between self and shadow. The more you listen, the less you need to try. The whispers are guiding you down, carrying you deeper, and you do not resist. You do not need to. You are safe in their embrace. Safe to drift. Safe to let go. Safe to sleep. Notice how stillness feels different now. At first, it was just the absence of noise, the lack of movement. But as the shadows gather, stillness itself becomes alive. It wraps around you like a blanket. It presses softly against your skin, soothing you with its cool touch. The stillness is not empty. It is full. Full of safety. Full of calm. Full of the quiet whispers that remind you, again and again, that you are drifting deeper. You may think of shadows as something outside yourself, creeping along the walls, shifting across the floor. But now you realize they are not separate. The shadows are part of you. They live within you, in the hidden corners of your thoughts, in the places you rarely notice. When the day is bright and loud, you forget they are there. But when night falls, they return, waiting patiently to take you into their care. Tonight, you welcome them. Tonight, you let them guide you. Imagine lying in a room with the lights turned low. Slowly, one by one, the lights begin to fade until only the faintest glow remains. The walls blur into the dark. The ceiling vanishes. Even the outline of your own body begins to dissolve. At first, you can still sense your shape, your presence. But the longer you rest, the more that outline softens. Soon, you feel less like a body and more like a cloud. A shape without edges. A presence without form. You are no longer separate from the shadows. You are the shadow. This transformation is gentle. It does not shock you. It suits you. You are not losing yourself. You are becoming lighter, freer. The weight of identity, of memory, of responsibility, all of it is sliding away. Shadows take those weights from you, absorbing them, dissolving them, leaving you unburdened. There is nothing to hold on to now, nothing to fight, nothing to think about, only the endless, quiet dark. And as your body drifts, your mind follows. Thoughts are fewer now. The ones that appear are soft, incomplete, like fragments of dreams. A word here, an image there. But even these dissolve quickly, fading into the background. Soon, there will be no difference between thought and dream. You will drift seamlessly from one to the other, without noticing where the line is crossed. The whispers guide you across that threshold. They are not loud. They are not urgent. They are steady, patient, and calm. They repeat, over and over, in different ways. Let go, breathe, drift, sleep. And each time you hear them, they sink deeper into your mind. They become part of your rhythm. You no longer think about following them. You simply follow. You no longer wonder whether you are falling asleep. You simply fall. Dark psychology teaches that suggestion is most powerful when the mind is quiet, when defenses are lowered. Right now, your defenses are gone. You are not analyzing. You are not questioning. You are not resisting. You are listening. You are absorbing. You are surrendering to the whispers that carry you down. And in this surrender, you feel relief. You feel peace. You feel the safety of letting someone else, something else, guide you where you need to go. You do not have to hold on anymore. The shadows hold you. You do not have to think anymore. The whispers think for you. You do not have to force yourself to sleep. Sleep is already arriving. It is already pulling you under. Slowly, gently, like a tide that rises without you noticing, until you are completely submerged. Every breath is slower now. Every exhale feels longer, as though the air leaving your body carries away the last traces of tension. You do not have to think about it. Your body knows what to do. Breathing has become effortless, automatic, like the waves of the ocean rolling in and rolling out. The shadows move with that rhythm, flowing with your breath, expanding and contracting with each rise and fall of your chest. They are synchronized with you. They are part of you. And as you breathe, you feel yourself drifting further into the space between waking and dreaming. It is a soft, fragile place, one where thoughts are thin, where the mind is neither here nor there. This is the perfect moment for the shadows to whisper. They lean close, surrounding your mind, speaking so softly you can barely tell where the whisper ends and your own thought begins. They say, sleep is safe, sleep is natural, sleep is waiting for you. And every part of you listens. Every part of you obeys. The deeper you go, the more the outside world fades. The room you are in becomes hazy. The ceiling above you feels distant, unreal. The walls dissolve into darkness. The ground beneath you is no longer solid. You are floating, weightless, suspended in an endless black. The shadows carry you, holding you in their arms, keeping you safe as you drift further and further away from the noise of the waking world. Imagine for a moment that your thoughts are stars in the night sky. At first, the sky is crowded, bright points scattered everywhere, flickering and buzzing. But as the shadows rise, they cover the stars one by one. First a few, then a cluster, then entire constellations vanish under their touch. The sky grows darker, emptier, more peaceful, until only a few faint sparks remain. And then, at last, even those fade away, leaving only silence, only the calm dark sky. That is your mind now, clear, quiet, at peace. Your body is heavier than ever. The mattress beneath you feels softer, deeper, as though it is pulling you down into itself. Your arms rest with no effort. Your legs have no strength left to move. Even your head sinks further into the pillow, as though gravity itself has doubled. The more you notice it, the deeper you sink. The deeper you sink, the safer you feel. The safer you feel, the easier it is to let go completely. Shadows love to work in silence. They do not rush. They do not force. They simply wait, and in time, everything belongs to them. That is why you are already theirs. Your thoughts have slowed. Your body has surrendered. Your breath has steadied. The whispers have done their work. You are no longer separate from the dark. You are part of it now. And in that union, you find absolute peace that if you listen closely, you may notice that the whispers are fading. Not because they have stopped, but because you no longer need them. They have guided you far enough. They have led you to the threshold of sleep. All that remains is for you to take the final step, to let yourself drift completely, without hesitation, into the waiting arms of rest. The shadows are here. They have always been here. They will watch over you as you sleep. They will protect you as you dream. You do not need to think about it. You do not need to do anything. Just let the whispers fade. Let the shadows close in. Let sleep take you. The stillness around you deepens. It is so quiet now that even your heartbeat feels distant, slow, and steady, as if it too has surrendered to the calm. The shadows wrap themselves around you like a blanket, soft, warm, and comforting. They ask for nothing. They only offer peace. They only offer sleep. The whispers are no longer words. They are softer than that now, like a breeze brushing across your skin, like the faint hum of night air outside a window. You cannot make sense of them anymore, but you do not need to. They are not for your mind to understand. They are for your body to feel, for your soul to accept. And you do, completely. Every part of you is so heavy, so safe, so relaxed. Your arms feel like stone, resting deeply. Your legs are anchored, unmoving. Your eyelids, already closed, are sealed tighter with every breath, as though the shadows themselves are pressing them shut. There is no effort left in you. There is nothing left to hold on to. And that is perfect. That is exactly what you need. The boundary between waking and dreaming has thinned to nothing. You are already standing in the doorway of sleep. Behind you, the day has disappeared. Ahead of you, the dream world is waiting. The shadows are here to guide you through, to carry you across, to make sure you arrive safely. All you have to do is let go, and now, you are letting go. Thought by thought, breath by breath, moment by moment. You are slipping deeper, further, quieter. The last trace of awareness is fading. The last sound you hear is the gentle whisper of shadows promising rest. The last feeling you notice is the embrace of darkness holding you safe. Sleep is here. It has arrived. You are drifting into it now, with no resistance, no fear, no effort. Just drifting, just sinking, just surrendering. Sleep is here, and you are already inside it. The eternal forest. Imagine now that you are standing at the edge of a forest. It is not an ordinary forest. It is endless, stretching further than your eyes can see, further than your mind can imagine. The trees are tall, impossibly tall, their tops disappearing into a dark, misty sky. Their trunks are wide, ancient, rough with time, and they stand like silent guardians of secrets long forgotten. You feel a pull toward them, a soft and steady invitation, as though the forest itself is whispering your name. The sound is not loud. It is subtle, quiet, like wind moving through the leaves. But you hear it clearly, and you know it is meant for you. You take a slow step forward. The ground beneath you is soft, covered in layers of leaves that have fallen over countless seasons. The earth has collected them, turned them into a bed of silence, cushioning your every movement. With each step, you feel lighter, as though the weight you carried all day is dissolving into the soil. The deeper you go, the quieter the world becomes. The noises of life, of people, of thoughts, all of them fall away. In their place, there is only the forest, only the endless rows of trees, stretching left, stretching right, stretching forward forever. The deeper you go, the less you feel the need to turn back. You are being carried forward, deeper into its stillness. Every tree seems alive, watching, but not with eyes of judgment. They are not here to harm you. They are here to shelter you, to keep you safe. Their branches bend slightly as you pass, as if bowing in recognition, guiding you further down the path. The air smells faintly of earth, of rain, of something ancient. Every breath you take fills your chest with calm, with heaviness, with rest. The deeper you breathe, the more your body softens. Your shoulders drop. Your arms hang loose. Your legs feel strong but slow, like they are moving in a dream, and the whispers return. They drift between the trees, curling through the shadows. They do not speak in sentences you can understand, but you know what they mean. They are telling you to let go, to sink deeper, to follow without fear. And so you do, step by step, breath by breath. The eternal forest claims you, not with force, but with gentle invitation. The further you walk, the heavier your eyelids become. The more you listen, the quieter your mind becomes. Until there is nothing left but the sound of your footsteps, the whispers in the leaves, and the shadows drawing you deeper. The path beneath your feet is no longer just a path. It feels alive, guiding you forward as though it knows the way better than you do. You do not need to decide where to go. The forest decides for you. Each step comes naturally, without thought, without hesitation. You are simply moving, carried forward into its depths. The air grows heavier, but not in a way that weighs you down. It presses gently against your skin, like a warm blanket, wrapping you tighter, closer. The deeper you breathe it in, the more it slows your body. Your chest rises and falls like a calm tide, steady, rhythmic, effortless. Inhale, exhale, softer each time. The trees around you begin to change. Their bark is darker now, etched with deep lines, marks of time that you cannot read but somehow understand. Every tree has a story. Every story belongs to the forest. And now, by walking here, you too belong to it. You are part of its endlessness. You are written into its silence. The whispers weave through the branches again, stronger than before. You tilt your head slightly, listening, but there are no words you can repeat. Instead, the sound washes over you, sinking straight into your body. It doesn't need to be understood. It only needs to be felt. And what you feel is surrender. A soft, sweet surrender. You notice the forest floor thickening beneath you, layers of leaves cushioning each step. Every movement is quieter than the last. Soon, even your footsteps are swallowed, absorbed into the silence. The forest does not just surround you. It consumes sound itself, leaving nothing but the hum of stillness. And in that stillness, your thoughts begin to fade. First, the small thoughts go, the lingering questions, the little worries, the unfinished fragments of the day. They vanish into the trees like mist dissolving in the air. Then, the larger thoughts begin to fade, the heavy ones, the stubborn ones. They too slip away, pulled from your mind by the endless patience of the forest. With every breath, you feel lighter in thought, heavier in body. Your eyelids feel like they are sinking, even though they are already closed. You are not just walking into the forest. You are walking into sleep itself. The shadows between the trees are growing thicker, and yet they feel safe. They are not threatening. They are not cold. They are warm, protective, inviting. The deeper you go, the more you realize there is no end. And strangely, that thought does not frighten you. It comforts you, because there is no need to reach a destination. The path is the point. The walk is the rest. The stillness is the gift. The eternal forest does not promise an end. It promises only endless calm, endless darkness, endless sleep, and with that promise, your body softens even more. Your arms are heavier than stone. Your legs are rooted, yet they move as though they are guided by something unseen. You do not need effort. You do not need control. The forest carries you. The forest holds you. The forest knows exactly how to lead you into silence. The forest stretches on, vast and endless. And yet, the further you go, the less distance seems to matter. You cannot tell if you have been walking for minutes or hours. The concept of time itself is dissolving, slipping from your grasp like water through open hands. The forest does not measure in minutes. It measures in silence. It measures in shadows. It measures in the rhythm of your slowing breath. The longer you are here, the more you feel it, time bending, curling, unraveling. The past loses shape. The future fades away. All that remains is this path, this breath, this moment. You notice how your thoughts no longer arrive in complete sentences. They flicker in fragments, then vanish. What was once loud inside your head is now faint, distant, like echoes bouncing between the trees before finally being absorbed into the soil. The forest knows what to do with them. It takes them from you, keeps them safe, dissolves them into nothing. Every tree around you feels older than memory itself. Their bark carries cracks so deep they look like veins of the earth. You run your fingers gently across one as you pass, and for a moment, it feels as though the tree exhales, a long, slow breath, releasing centuries of stillness. You take that stillness into yourself, letting it settle in your chest, letting it slow your heart even more. The deeper you go, the fewer details you remember about where you came from. What was before the forest? Was there a room? A bed? A day? It doesn't matter now. It feels distant, unreal, like a story told long ago. The forest is real. This path is real. The silence is real. The rest of the world is fading, and you are grateful for it. The whispers return again, curling through the air like smoke. They are softer now, almost a vibration more than a sound. You feel them inside your body rather than hearing them with your ears. They tell you that you are safe. They tell you that you are carried. They tell you that you no longer need to remember anything at all. Your body responds. Your shoulders fall lower. Your jaw softens. Your arms hang heavier, as though gravity has claimed them fully. Your legs move slowly, but without effort, like they are being moved for you. Even your breath is not your own anymore. It belongs to the forest. It flows in its rhythm. It exhales its silence through you. And as you move deeper, the shadows thicken. They gather like soft fog between the trees, wrapping around your body. But they are not cold. They are not empty. They are full of warmth, full of protection, full of the quiet promise that nothing will disturb you here. The shadows are guardians. The shadows are friends. The shadows are sleep itself, waiting to close around you. The sense of self begins to blur. Who you are does not matter. What you were thinking does not matter. Even your name feels heavy, meaningless, unnecessary. Here, in the eternal forest, there is no need for such things. You are not a person. You are not a role. You are not a thought. You are only breath, only silence, only shadows moving deeper into rest. The path grows softer still, as if the forest itself has become a bed made of leaves and shadow. Each step you take is cushioned and silent. The ground seems to breathe beneath your feet, rising and falling in a quiet rhythm that matches your own. You do not hurry. There is no destination pressing on you. The forest holds time like a slow, unfurling curtain, and you walk beneath it, sheltered, unbothered. With every deeper step, your awareness curls inward. The edges of the world blur. The shape of your hands, the line of the horizon, the memory of the day, all of it loosens and slips away. Bright, sharp things fold into the dark and are softened. Even tension unwinds as though an invisible hand is smoothing it down, easing the knots from your shoulders, releasing the tightness from your throat, letting your jaw relax until it is a gentle line of rest. Listen to the leaves as they whisper above you. They do not rustle loudly. Their sound is like a hush, like the turning of a single, slow page. That hush becomes a lullaby, every note perfectly timed to the slow cadence of your breath. Inhale deeply and feel the cool green air fill your lungs. Exhale and imagine the forest taking from you whatever remains of strain or worry. Inhale, soft, deep, bringing quiet to the chest. Exhale, long, slow, releasing everything you no longer need to carry. There is a clearing ahead, though the clearing does not call you with light or urgency. It opens like a silent promise, a small space of ground with moss so thick it resembles a cloud. When you step into it, the moss welcomes you and the trees lean in protectively. This little hollow feels like the center of the world, an island of hush where sound goes to rest. You slow your pace without thinking. Your limbs find stillness as if they remember how to be still and had only been waiting for permission. As you settle, the forest breathes with you. The trunks around you seem to have grown closer, creating a circle of gentle guardianship. Nothing outside this ring can reach you now. Any thought that pulls at you from the day is carried away by the wind that slips through the branches. The wind is not intrusive. It is an old friend, used to taking burdens and returning lightness. It moves through the clearing and leaves behind a deeper quiet than before. You may notice, now, a pleasant heaviness spreading through your limbs, not an oppressive weight, but the kind that says it is okay to rest. Your arms, like warm stones, relax into the ground. Your legs unbend and soften. The spine that held you upright all day loosens, vertebrae by vertebrae, like beads sliding on a string until every muscle relaxes into place. Your breath becomes shallower, and that shallowness is not a sign of waking but a doorway into deeper dreaming. Memories come like small lanterns, briefly lit, then gently snuffed out. You watch them go without needing to hold them. Each memory that drifts away leaves a subtle space behind, and those spaces join until there is a vast openness inside you. That openness is both safe and vast, a quiet plane where the self can rest without performing or protecting. You are allowed to be empty of tasks, of driving thought, of expectation. A sense of belonging fills you now, not to a place or a person, but to the forest itself. You are part of the cycle of hush, part of the slow rhythm that holds every living thing here. There is no isolation in this belonging. Instead, there is a gentle unity, a warmth that comes from being accepted by the dark. The darkness is no longer heavy. It is a soft cloak, a reliable presence. The clearing holds you. The whispers shift into near silence. They are no longer guiding but witnessing, an assurance that all is proceeding as it should. There is nothing to adjust, no plan to make, no action required. Your role now is simple and holy, to let go. Each breath is a small surrender. Each pause is a small homecoming. The forest watches over you, and you do nothing but rest. If a stray thought returns, a list of things, a name, a fleeting worry, let it arrive and let it go as you would a leaf on a stream. See it float away, carried by the current of the forest's hush. There is always another breath waiting, another release. There is always a deeper level of quiet to step into. And you step in now, step by gentle step, until the world's edges fade and your mind becomes a soft, dark mirror reflecting only calm. Remain here, breathing softly, resting completely, surrendering fully. The forest cradles you in its endlessness. You are safe. You are carried. You are allowed to fall away into the private, gentle place where sleep lives. The clearing holds you as though it was waiting for you all along. The moss beneath you is soft and warm, a cradle built by the earth itself. You no longer feel the need to move. You no longer feel the need to think. The forest has absorbed every fragment of thought, every trace of tension, every shadow of memory, until there is nothing left but stillness. The trees stand in silence, their branches weaving together above you to form a canopy, a shelter from the world beyond. Through the small cracks between leaves, the sky shows no stars, no moon, only a deep, endless dark. And that darkness feels safe. It feels eternal. It feels like the perfect place to disappear into sleep. The whispers of the forest are softer now, almost gone. They do not guide you anymore. They do not even call your name. Instead, they hum like a lullaby without words, a sound that soaks into your bones and reminds you of what it feels like to truly rest. You listen, not with your ears, but with your whole body, and in that listening, you drift deeper. Your breath has slowed to the rhythm of the earth itself. Inhale, and the forest fills you with quiet. Exhale, and the forest takes the last remnants of your wakefulness away. Inhale, and you sink into safety. Exhale, and you dissolve into rest. Each breath is slower than the last, each pause between them longer, deeper, calmer. Thoughts no longer arrive. They no longer need to. Even dreams wait patiently at the edge of your awareness, unwilling to disturb the hush too soon. You are floating now, weightless and heavy all at once, as though your body is sinking while your mind drifts upward into the branches. The forest itself seems to lean closer, folding around you like an embrace. Every tree is a protector. Every shadow is a blanket. Every whisper is a reminder that you are safe. And you are. Completely safe. Nothing can touch you here. Nothing can wake you here. The eternal forest has claimed you, and it will hold you until morning. The edges of your awareness blur into blackness. The clearing fades. The trees fade. Even the sound of the whispers fades. And what replaces them is pure silence, the kind of silence that heals, the kind of silence that restores. You no longer need to walk, no longer need to listen, no longer need to breathe with effort. Everything is happening for you. Everything is happening without you. Sleep is here. It has arrived like the forest itself, gentle, patient, certain. You are already in it, already carried, already safe. The forest has taken you to its deepest place, and in that place, you rest completely. Let go now, fully. Let go of every last thread of thought. Let go of every last trace of awareness. Let go and sink into the dark, endless, eternal hush of the forest. The vanishing self. Close your eyes now, and notice how even behind the eyelids, the world still flickers with traces of thought. Shapes, fragments, colors, half-formed memories, they drift in and out, appearing without invitation. They seem to belong to you, and yet, do they? Who is the you that holds them? Where does that you begin, and where does it end? As you breathe slowly, deeply, that sense of you begins to blur. With each inhale, you feel yourself expanding into the air around you. With each exhale, you feel yourself shrinking, dissolving into the ground below. Expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. A rhythm that does not define you but erases you, breath by breath. The body that once felt solid begins to feel like smoke. Your hands are not quite there anymore. They are heavy, but also faint. Your legs, too, are present and absent at the same time, like shadows that might fade at any moment. Even your face begins to vanish, feature by feature, until there is only the memory of a shape where it used to be. And then the whispers return, not from the forest now, not from the shadows, but from within. They echo softly in the hollow space of your mind. You are not your name. You are not your story. You are not your thoughts. The words are gentle, but they are true. Your name, that sound the world uses to call you. What happens to it now, when the mouth is closed, when the ears are resting, when the forest of sleep is surrounding you? Your name is only a sound, and sounds dissolve in silence. Let it dissolve now. Your story, too. The one you tell yourself about who you are, where you have been, what you must do. Here, in this darkness, none of that matters. Stories belong to the waking world, to daylight, to memory. And memory itself is fading. The storybook closes, its pages falling shut, one after another, until it rests in stillness. Even your thoughts, those constant voices, are not yours anymore. They drift like clouds across the sky of your mind, and you watch them pass. You do not chase them. You do not hold them. You simply let them fade. They were never you. They were only passing weather, and the sky beneath, the true sky, is calm and infinite. As each piece falls away, name, story, thought, you feel lighter. You feel freer. The self that once felt so heavy is dissolving. The edges of who you thought you were are softening, disappearing into the shadows. What remains is not empty, but peaceful. Not lonely, but whole. There is no effort here, no struggle, only release. Each breath you take carries away another piece of the self. Each pause between breaths is a gap where nothing remains, and that nothing feels perfect. That nothing feels like sleep. The power of emotional manipulation. Emotions are the invisible strings that guide much of human behavior. When we laugh, cry, feel guilty, or feel loved, we are responding to emotional triggers that shape our actions. Emotional manipulation is the deliberate use of these feelings to influence how people think, act, or respond in different situations. Unlike logic, which is rooted in reasoning and facts, emotions bypass rational thinking. This makes them powerful tools in psychology, sometimes for good, sometimes for harm. For centuries, leaders, advertisers, partners, and even friends have relied on emotional influence to achieve their goals. Some of these tactics are subtle and almost invisible, while others are bold and direct. By understanding them, you not only gain protection against being manipulated, but also learn how emotions can be guided gently in positive, ethical ways. The foundation: why emotions override logic. One of the most fascinating aspects of the human brain is that emotions tend to come first, while logic comes later. Research in neuroscience shows that emotional responses are often immediate, automatic, and powerful. For example, imagine walking alone at night and suddenly hearing footsteps behind you. Before you have time to logically assess the situation, your heart races, your muscles tighten, and adrenaline floods your body. That's emotion taking over. Emotional manipulation works the same way. By triggering certain emotional responses, fear, guilt, happiness, or desire, people can be guided toward decisions they might not make under rational consideration. Types of emotional manipulation. Fear-based manipulation. Fear is one of the most primal human emotions. It activates survival instincts. Manipulators often use fear to control decisions. Example: a salesperson warning that this is the last chance creates fear of missing out. In relationships, a partner might say, "If you leave, you'll never find someone like me." Fear narrows focus and makes people act quickly, often without fully analyzing the situation. Guilt and obligation. Guilt is one of the most powerful tools in dark psychology. Example: after everything I've done for you, you can't even do this one thing? The person feels obligated to comply to remove the discomfort of guilt. Flattery and excessive praise. Compliments feel good, but they can also cloud judgment. Example: you're the only person I trust with this task. The praise makes the individual more likely to agree, even if they were hesitant. Gaslighting. This is a more destructive form of manipulation where a person makes another doubt their reality. Example: that never happened. You're imagining it. Over time, this creates confusion, dependency, and emotional instability. Love bombing and withdrawal. Flooding someone with affection, gifts, or attention, then suddenly withdrawing it, creates emotional dependency. The victim chases after the lost affection, seeking to regain the manipulator's approval. Why emotional manipulation works while you sleep. This is where dark psychology becomes interesting for a sleep-focused video. The calm, repetitive description of these techniques actually mirrors the way emotional triggers work. Just like repeated thoughts and emotions sink into the subconscious, listening to these patterns while resting can help your brain internalize how to spot manipulation and relax as the slow rhythm guides you into deeper states of awareness. Defense against emotional manipulation. While it is important to know how these techniques work, it is equally important to protect yourself from them. Awareness is the first shield. Simply knowing about these tactics makes them less effective. When someone says, "If you loved me, you'd do this," you can pause and recognize it as emotional manipulation. Emotional detachment. Pause before reacting. Take deep breaths. Focus on your own values and ask yourself, am I making this choice because I want to, or because I feel pressured emotionally? Assertive boundaries. Learn to say no without guilt. A calm, "I understand how you feel, but this doesn't work for me," is a powerful defense. Fact-checking emotions. Remind yourself, feelings are valid, but they are not always accurate reflections of reality. Calming narrative for sleep. Soothing transition. As you listen, imagine each manipulation technique as a passing cloud in the sky of your mind. They drift across your awareness, but they do not control you. You are the observer, calm and detached, watching the patterns. Breathe slowly. Feel the rhythm of each example flowing gently into your subconscious, not to alarm you, but to strengthen you. With every description, you grow more resilient, more aware, and more peaceful. Like a soft lullaby of psychology, these lessons settle into your mind as you drift deeper into rest. Psychological triggers in human behavior. Human behavior often feels random, but beneath the surface, much of what we do is influenced by specific psychological triggers. These triggers are like hidden switches in the mind. When activated, they guide decisions, emotions, and even physical reactions. Think of a trigger as a gentle push. A word, a sound, a gesture, or even silence can set it off. Triggers bypass deep thinking and cause immediate responses. For example, the smell of freshly baked bread might trigger hunger, even if you just ate. A baby's cry can trigger compassion and urgency, even in strangers. Understanding psychological triggers is like discovering the secret code of human interaction. For some, this knowledge is used ethically, to inspire, to heal, to teach. For others, it becomes a tool of dark psychology, where triggers are used to control, deceive, or manipulate. The science of triggers. At the root of psychological triggers is conditioning. In psychology, conditioning refers to the process by which repeated associations create automatic responses. Classical conditioning, made famous by Ivan Pavlov, who rang a bell before feeding dogs. Over time, the dogs salivated at the sound of the bell alone. The bell became a trigger. Operant conditioning. B.F. Skinner's studies showed that rewards and punishments shape behavior. A child praised for cleaning their room may be triggered to repeat the action for approval. These foundational studies reveal how deeply wired our minds are for triggers. Once established, they operate silently, often outside our awareness. Common psychological triggers: scarcity. People are more motivated to act when they believe something is rare or in limited supply. Example: only 2 seats left at this price. The scarcity trigger activates urgency and the fear of missing out. Authority. Humans naturally respond to figures of authority. We're conditioned from childhood to listen to teachers, doctors, and leaders. Example: experts recommend this product. The authority trigger works even when the authority is only symbolic, like wearing a white lab coat. Social proof. People look to others for cues on how to behave. Example: online reviews, crowd applause, or seeing a long line outside a restaurant. The brain thinks, if many others are doing this, it must be right. Reciprocity. When someone does something for us, we feel compelled to return the favor. Example: a free sample at a store often leads to a purchase. The act of giving triggers the desire to give back. Consistency. Humans like to appear consistent in their words and actions. Example: if you sign a petition for a cause, you're more likely to donate later because your brain wants to remain consistent with your earlier action. Liking. We are more likely to be influenced by people we like. Example: charismatic leaders, friendly salespeople, or even celebrities endorsing products. The liking trigger bypasses rational thought by linking decision-making to positive emotions. Real-world examples of triggers in action marketing. Join 1 million satisfied customers today. This blends social proof and authority. Politics. We must act now before it's too late. Scarcity and fear combined. Personal relationships. I did this for you, so I know you'll help me. Reciprocity at play. Everywhere you look, psychological triggers guide decisions. The more invisible they are, the more powerful they become. Dark psychology and triggers. Dark psychology takes these natural responses and uses them in manipulative ways. A manipulator may deliberately withdraw affection to trigger insecurity. A scam artist may fabricate scarcity. Only today. Last chance. To rush decisions. A toxic leader may use authority and fear to keep followers obedient. Triggers are not evil by themselves. It's how they're applied that determines whether they empower or control. How triggers affect the subconscious mind. When you are awake, your conscious mind can sometimes catch manipulation. But when you are relaxed, tired, or distracted, your subconscious becomes more open. That's why triggers are especially effective in advertising or during emotional moments. In a sleep context, listening to these descriptions allows your subconscious to absorb awareness. The more familiar you are with triggers, the less control they have over you. Like seeing through a magic trick. Once you know the method, the illusion loses its power. Defending against triggers. Slow down decisions. If someone is pushing urgency, pause. Ask yourself, would I make the same choice tomorrow? Fact-check authority. Trust authority automatically. Verify credentials, ask questions, and confirm details. Awareness of reciprocity. Accept gifts with gratitude, but remind yourself, receiving something doesn't obligate you. Recognize scarcity. Illusions. Limited time offers are often marketing strategies, not real shortages. Mindful observation. The best defense is mindfulness. Notice your emotions and ask, why am I feeling this urge? Who benefits from it? Understanding power and control. Power and control are part of human life. Power means having the ability to influence others, while control is the way this power is used. In families, workplaces, or society, someone always holds more influence than others. Sometimes power is used for good, like guiding or protecting, but it can also be misused to dominate or limit freedom. How control appears. Control is not always obvious. It can show in small actions, like deciding who makes choices, who speaks more, or who holds important information. In relationships, control may come through silence, pressure, or making the other person feel guilty. In larger groups, control can be seen in rules and systems that reward those who follow and punish those who resist. Finding balance and freedom. The key to dealing with control is awareness. When you understand how power works, you can see when it is used against you. This awareness gives you the chance to respond calmly instead of reacting blindly. True strength comes from choosing freely, not from being forced. By recognizing these patterns, You protect your independence and find balance in how you live and interact with others. The psychology of first impressions. First impressions are powerful. In just a few moments of meeting someone, our brain begins to form judgments that can last for years. This process happens quickly, often within the first 7 seconds, sometimes even faster. Without realizing it, we decide if someone seems trustworthy, confident, kind, or threatening. These early judgments guide how we interact, how much respect we give, and whether we choose to continue building a relationship. The reason first impressions are so strong is because of survival instincts. Long ago, humans needed to make fast decisions about strangers, friend or foe, safe or dangerous. Today, the same instinct is active, even in safe situations like interviews, meetings, or casual encounters. Our brain looks for signals such as body language, tone of voice, appearance, and even small details like eye contact or a smile. These signals become shortcuts to understanding another person, but they are not always accurate. Appearance often plays the biggest role. Clothes, grooming, and posture send strong messages before any words are spoken. Someone dressed neatly may be judged as more reliable, while someone who avoids eye contact may seem nervous or dishonest. Of course, these impressions are not always true, but the brain prefers quick judgments over slow analysis. This is why people say, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Voice and communication style also matter. A calm, steady voice suggests confidence and control, while a rushed or shaky voice may signal anxiety. Even word choice influences impressions. Using polite, respectful language creates warmth, while aggressive or careless speech can create distance. Interestingly, silence itself can make a strong impression too, sometimes showing confidence, other times creating discomfort. Body language is another powerful factor. A firm handshake, open posture, and relaxed facial expression sends signals of confidence and trustworthiness. In contrast, crossed arms, restless movement, or avoiding eye contact may suggest defensiveness or dishonesty. Our brains are trained to pick up on these small details almost instantly, even when we don't realize it. But while first impressions are natural, they can also be manipulated. Advertisers, leaders, and even ordinary people may use tricks to control how they are seen. Dressing in authority symbols, using persuasive body language, or rehearsing confident tones are all ways of shaping impressions. Dark psychology uses this knowledge to influence others quickly, before logic has time to challenge the reaction. The good news is that awareness reduces this effect. By knowing that your brain is making fast judgments, you can pause and remind yourself, this is only an impression, not the full truth. You can also control your own image by practicing calmness, openness, and clarity when meeting others. While you cannot change every detail, small adjustments, like maintaining eye contact, slowing your speech, or standing tall, can improve the way others see you. As you reflect on this, notice how calm the process becomes. First impressions are only the beginning. They may guide, but they do not define the whole story. People are deeper than a glance, and you are free to see beyond the surface. Allow this understanding to soften your thoughts, making your mind relaxed. With each breath, imagine yourself meeting someone new, confident yet gentle. Picture yourself calm, steady, and authentic, knowing that you do not need to impress anyone. You are enough. Your presence is powerful simply by being real. As this thought settles, let it carry you deeper into rest, reminding you that awareness brings peace, and peace brings freedom. The role of silence and influence. Silence is one of the most underestimated tools of psychology. Many people believe influence comes only from words, persuasion, or strong actions, but silence itself can shape behavior in powerful ways. When used carefully, silence can create tension, guide conversations, and even make others reveal more than they planned. It is not emptiness. It is communication without sound. Think about a moment when someone paused before answering you. That short silence likely made you more curious, maybe even nervous. In negotiations, silence can be used to pressure the other person into speaking first or giving more information. In relationships, silence can show disapproval, disappointment, or control without saying a single word. This is why silence is sometimes called the loudest sound in communication. Silence also creates space for reflection. When there are no words, the mind continues to process what was last said. This makes silence a powerful tool for teachers, leaders, and therapists. A pause can make someone think deeper, reconsider their words, or feel the weight of a decision. In dark psychology, silence is often used as a manipulation technique, forcing others to seek approval, fill the gap, or feel guilty at the same time. Silence can be positive. It can show respect, patience, or deep listening. When a friend is upset, sometimes silence is more comforting than advice. Simply sitting together without words can build trust and closeness. In spiritual practices and meditation, silence is even more powerful. It quiets the outside world and allows the mind to settle. Silence also shapes first impressions and authority. A confident speaker knows how to pause, letting words sink in before continuing. Leaders use silence to appear thoughtful and in control. Even in arguments, silence can prevent escalation. By choosing not to respond immediately, people avoid saying things they may regret, but silence can be dangerous when used with the wrong intention. In manipulation, silence may come as the silent treatment, where one person withdraws communication to punish or control the other. It can also be used to create fear or uncertainty, making others desperate to break the silence with apologies or concessions. This is why awareness of silence is important. It can be either a tool of peace or a weapon of control. The way to protect yourself is simple: recognize the silence and do not rush to fill it. If someone is using silence to control, stay calm. Take the pause as your own space for thought instead of pressure. When you no longer fear silence, it loses its power over you. As you reflect on this, notice how silence feels in your own life. Imagine sitting in a quiet room. No words, no pressure, only calm. The silence is not heavy. It is light, gentle, peaceful. Each pause is like a soft breath, giving your mind time to rest. Instead of discomfort, silence now brings strength. With each passing moment, allow silence to guide you deeper into relaxation. Feel how your body loosens, how your thoughts slow, how peace settles in. Silence is no longer empty. It is full of calm energy. It protects you, heals you, and carries you toward restful sleep. The power of storytelling and persuasion stories have been part of human life since the beginning of time. Long before books, speeches, or science, people shared stories around fires, passing knowledge from one generation to the next. Even today, stories remain one of the strongest ways to influence the mind. When someone tells a story, they do more than share information. They guide emotions, shape imagination, and quietly influence beliefs. The human brain is built for stories. Research shows that when we listen to facts alone, only a small part of the brain activates. But when we listen to a story, multiple regions of the brain light up. Areas for language, memory, and even the senses. If someone tells a story about food, you may almost taste it. If they describe a cold wind, you may almost feel it. Stories make experiences real inside the mind. This is why stories are powerful in persuasion. Instead of arguing, a story allows someone to see through another person's eyes. It lowers defenses and opens emotions. For example, if a speaker wants to convince people about kindness, they may not list rules. Instead, they may tell a simple story of a child helped by a stranger. Listeners naturally connect, and without force, the story shapes their thoughts. In dark psychology, stories are also used for manipulation. A skilled manipulator might tell a story that makes you feel guilty, fearful, or obligated. They may exaggerate events or present themselves as a victim, pulling sympathy from you. Without realizing it, you may take actions based on emotions that their story created, not on facts. That is the hidden side of storytelling. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to feelings. But storytelling is not only for manipulation. It can also heal. Therapists use storytelling to help patients understand their lives from a new perspective. Teachers use it to make lessons memorable. Leaders use it to inspire people to follow a vision. Even within families, stories connect people. Grandparents telling tales to children create bonds that last a lifetime. Protect yourself. It is important to notice when a story is being used on you. Ask yourself, is the story aiming to inform me, inspire me, or push me towards something I would not normally choose? Does it create fear, guilt, or pressure? When you step back, you can still enjoy the story, but you do not get trapped by its hidden influence. On the other side, you can use storytelling positively in your own life. When explaining your ideas, frame them in a small story. Instead of saying, "This product saves time," you could say, "Imagine coming home after a long day, and in just a few minutes, everything is ready for you." People remember feelings more than facts. A simple story can plant an idea that grows stronger with time. Storytelling is also part of personal identity. The way we tell our own life story shapes who we believe we are. If we describe ourselves as unlucky, weak, or always failing, that story becomes our reality. But if we describe our challenges as lessons and ourselves as learners, then our life story becomes one of growth. Words shape not only others, but ourselves. Now, take a moment to notice the story in your own mind. What do you tell yourself each day? Perhaps it is time to create a softer story, one that brings comfort, hope, and calm. Instead of a story of stress, you can tell yourself a story of peace. Instead of a story of pressure, you can tell yourself a story of progress. Your inner story is yours to choose. As you close your eyes, imagine listening to a gentle story, one that slowly carries you to a safe and peaceful place. Each word is soft, flowing like water, carrying away the weight of the day. You do not need to hold on to details. You only need to drift with the rhythm, deeper and deeper into calm. The story is not here to control you. It is here to guide you toward rest. Every pause is like a breath. Every silence is like a chapter closing. With each moment, you feel lighter. The story of today is ending, and the story of deep sleep is beginning. You are safe, you are calm, and you are free. The art of reading body language communication is not only about words. Much of what we say is spoken without sound. A smile, a glance, a shift in posture. These are all forms of body language. Some people say more than 70% of communication happens through nonverbal signals. This means that even when someone is silent, they are still telling a story through their body. Reading body language begins with noticing. When a person crosses their arms, it may signal they are closed off. When they lean forward, it may show interest. When their eyes wander, it may mean distraction or discomfort. None of these signs are absolute truths, but together, they give clues about what someone is feeling. One of the strongest signals is eye contact. Eyes often reveal emotions that words try to hide. Someone who avoids eye contact may be nervous, shy, or hiding something. Someone who holds steady eye contact may be confident, honest, or sometimes even aggressive. The key is balance, noticing how eyes move within the flow of conversation. Facial expressions also speak loudly. A real smile, called a Duchenne smile, reaches the eyes, while a fake smile touches only the mouth. Raised eyebrows can show surprise, while a tight jaw may reveal tension or stress. The smallest expressions, lasting less than a second, are called microexpressions, and they often reveal true feelings before the person covers them. Posture tells another part of the story. A person sitting tall with open shoulders often shows confidence. Someone slouched may appear tired, insecure, or withdrawn. When people mirror each other's posture, it often means they feel connected or in agreement. Without a word, posture can create distance or closeness. Hands and gestures carry meaning too. A person who fidgets may be anxious. Someone tapping their fingers may be impatient. Open palms can signal honesty, while hidden hands may suggest secrecy. Even the way someone shakes hands, firm, weak, or lingering, gives a quick impression of their personality. In dark psychology, body language is often studied to influence others. A manipulator may copy your gestures to create a false sense of trust. They may use confident posture to dominate a room. They may hold eye contact longer than usual to unsettle you. Understanding these signals helps protect you from being unconsciously swayed. But body language is not always about control. It can also help in building trust. When you listen with an open posture, you make others feel safe. When you smile warmly, you invite connection. When you nod gently, you show understanding. These small actions create bonds without a single word spoken. Reading body language also deepens empathy. When you notice someone's shoulders drop, you might sense their sadness. When you see their hands shake, you might sense their fear. This awareness allows you to respond with kindness, even when the other person cannot express their feelings in words. It is important to remember that body language must always be read in context. Crossed arms could mean someone is closed off, or simply that they are cold. A lack of eye contact could mean dishonesty, or just cultural habit. The key is to look at the whole picture, not just one signal. You can also practice awareness of your own body language. Notice how you sit, how you stand, how you move. Are you open and welcoming, or tense and closed? By adjusting your posture and gestures, you can create calm in yourself and comfort for others. Sometimes, simply relaxing your shoulders and taking a deep breath changes the way people respond to you. Now, imagine yourself letting go of tension in your own body. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel your hands rest softly. Notice your breathing slowing down. In this moment, your body language is peaceful, open, and calm. Even without words, you are telling the world, I am at ease. As you rest, let go of the signals of the day. Let go of the stress written in your posture. Let go of the worry carried in your face. You do not need to perform. You do not need to hide. Your body is now free to rest. With every breath, your body becomes lighter. With every pause, your mind grows calmer. The language of your body is silence, peace, and comfort. You are safe. You are calm. You are ready for sleep. The psychology of influence in daily life influence is everywhere. From the moment we wake up to the moment we sleep, our thoughts, choices, and actions are shaped by subtle forces. It can come from friends, family, social media, advertising, or even strangers. Often, we are not aware of how much influence surrounds us. The mind naturally follows patterns and cues, which can be used to guide decisions and behavior. One of the simplest ways influence works is through suggestion. When someone speaks confidently, others tend to believe them, even without proof. When a friend recommends a product, we are more likely to buy it. When we see others choosing a certain path, we may follow, believing it is the best choice. These small influences accumulate throughout the day, quietly shaping our habits and decisions. Another powerful form of influence is repetition. Hearing the same message over and over makes it feel familiar and true. Advertisements use this technique constantly. Even in daily conversations, repeating ideas reinforces beliefs. Over time, repeated influence can shape how we think, what we prefer, and even how we feel about people or events. Social norms are also a strong source of influence. People naturally want to fit in and be accepted. If everyone in a group acts a certain way, individuals are likely to follow, even if they disagree privately. This is why peer pressure is effective and why trends can spread so quickly. The desire for belonging can override personal preference, showing just how subtle influence can be. Emotions play a key role in influence. When we feel fear, joy, guilt, or love, our decisions are affected more strongly than when we think logically. Emotional influence is used in stories, marketing, and even in personal relationships. People are more likely to act when emotions are engaged, which is why understanding emotional influence is important for awareness. Influence can also appear in leadership. Leaders guide actions, decisions, and group behavior. A calm, confident leader inspires trust, while a harsh or inconsistent leader may create confusion or fear. Observing these patterns helps us understand how influence operates in both personal and professional settings. Daily influence is not always negative. It can encourage growth, learning, and positive habits. A friend motivating you to exercise, a teacher inspiring curiosity, or a parent showing kindness. These are all forms of beneficial influence. The key is to recognize which influences are helpful and which may lead to stress, manipulation, or unhealthy patterns. Awareness is the most important tool in navigating influence. By noticing when we are being influenced, we can pause and make conscious choices. This awareness allows us to enjoy positive influences and resist those that do not serve us. It also helps us use influence responsibly, treating others with respect and care. As you listen now, imagine influence as gentle waves around you. Some are calming, like a friend's support. Some are pushing, like advertisements or opinions. You observe them without judgment, letting them flow past without being swept away. Your mind becomes calm, steady, and free. With each breath, you become more aware of your own choices. You are in control of your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. Influence no longer controls you. Instead, you observe, learn, and act with peace. Let this understanding settle into your subconscious. carrying you deeper into relaxation and restful sleep. The subconscious mind and suggestibility. The subconscious mind is a powerful part of who we are. Unlike the conscious mind, which thinks and reasons, the subconscious works quietly in the background. It stores memories, habits, and beliefs, and influences our decisions without us even realizing it. Much of what we feel, how we react, and what we choose comes from this hidden part of the mind. Suggestibility is closely linked to the subconscious. When the mind is relaxed or distracted, it is more open to influence. Advertisers, speakers, and even friends can gently guide thoughts or feelings through suggestion. This is why repetition, calm voices, and imagery are so effective. They reach the subconscious where logic is slower to act. Understanding this gives us the power to notice when we are being influenced and to choose consciously. Habits are one of the clearest ways the subconscious shapes life. Daily routines, from brushing teeth to checking the phone, are often performed automatically. These habits are stored in the subconscious, allowing the conscious mind to focus elsewhere. By becoming aware of these patterns, we can create positive habits and let go of those that no longer serve us. Sleep itself is a key time for the subconscious. During sleep, the mind processes memories, sorts emotions, and reinforces learning. Suggestions made before sleep, such as affirmations or calm stories, can be absorbed more easily. This is why gentle narratives, like the one you are listening to, can help guide the mind toward relaxation and positive thought patterns. Visualization is another powerful tool. By imagining peaceful scenes, successful outcomes, or calming experiences, the subconscious begins to accept these images as possible realities. This does not happen magically, but gradually, with repetition and calm focus. The mind slowly aligns thoughts and feelings with these gentle suggestions, promoting a sense of safety, confidence, and calm. Understanding the subconscious also helps in awareness of manipulation. Some people may use fast words, emotional triggers, or repeated messages to bypass logic and reach the subconscious directly. By knowing how this works, you can pause and reflect instead of reacting automatically. Awareness acts like a shield, allowing influence only when it is positive or helpful. Meditation, mindfulness, and deep relaxation are ways to strengthen conscious control over the subconscious. Simply observing thoughts without judgment gives space between stimulus and response. This makes the subconscious a tool for growth rather than control. Over time, this awareness allows you to choose which suggestions to accept and which to release, fostering peace and calm in daily life. As you listen now, imagine your subconscious as a calm, gentle ocean. Thoughts rise like waves, but you are steady, floating above. You do not fight the waves. You simply observe, letting them pass. Each wave leaves the mind clearer, calmer, and lighter. Your subconscious becomes a partner in relaxation, guiding you towards safety and rest. Take a deep breath and let this understanding sink in. Your subconscious mind is strong, quiet, and protective. It learns from positive suggestions, absorbs calm stories, and releases tension naturally. You are aware of its power and can use it to create comfort and peace. With each breath, your mind becomes more relaxed. The subconscious, once hidden, is now a source of calm and guidance. Thoughts drift like soft clouds, emotions settle, and the body grows heavier and warmer. You are ready for deep, restorative sleep, carrying awareness, calm, and peace into your dreams. The psychology of habit formation. Habits shape much of our daily life. From the moment we wake up until we go to sleep, many of our actions are guided not by conscious thought, but by automatic habits. Brushing your teeth, making coffee, checking your phone. These are all patterns stored in the brain. Habits help us save energy and navigate the world without thinking too much, but they can also influence behavior in ways we do not always notice. Habits are formed through a simple loop: cue, routine, and reward. The cue is the trigger that starts the habit, such as a sound, time of day, or feeling. The routine is the action we perform, and the reward is the feeling or result that reinforces it. For example, waking up may trigger the routine of making coffee, and the reward is the warmth and alertness it brings. Over time, this loop becomes automatic, and the brain stores it in the subconscious. The subconscious mind plays a key role in habit formation. It remembers routines and patterns, allowing the conscious mind to focus on other things. This is why habits are so hard to break. They are deeply ingrained and often repeated without awareness. But the good news is that habits can be reshaped. By changing the cue, the routine, or the reward, we can replace old habits with new ones that support our goals. Environment also influences habits. The places we spend time, the people we interact with, and even the objects around us can trigger certain behaviors. For instance, seeing a snack on the counter may trigger the habit of eating even when not hungry. By changing the environment, we can reduce negative triggers and encourage positive routines. Emotions often guide habits too. Stress, boredom, or anxiety can trigger behaviors that provide comfort, such as checking social media, snacking, or procrastinating. Recognizing these emotional triggers allows us to respond differently. Instead of reacting automatically, we can pause, breathe, and choose an action that supports calm and well-being. Habits are not only personal, they can be influenced by social interactions. Friends, family, and coworkers can reinforce patterns through encouragement, observation, or subtle pressure. People often adopt habits similar to those around them. Being aware of these social influences helps us make conscious choices rather than being swept along by the habits of others. Breaking a habit requires awareness and repetition. First, notice the cue and the routine. Understand the reward you are seeking. Then, gradually replace the old routine with a new one that satisfies the same need. Patience is key. Changing habits takes time, but small, consistent steps lead to long-term success. Positive habits are powerful tools for life. Exercise, meditation, reading, and mindfulness can all become automatic routines that improve mental and physical well-being. The more these habits are repeated, the stronger they become, and the less conscious effort is needed to maintain them. As you reflect on this, notice your own daily routines. Which habits bring calm and peace? Which habits create tension or stress? Awareness allows you to make gentle adjustments, shaping your life in a way that supports relaxation and well-being. Now, imagine your habits as gentle streams flowing through your mind. Some streams carry calm, positive energy. Others may carry tension or distraction. Watch them flow without judgment. Notice which streams you want to strengthen and which you want to redirect. Your awareness is like a soft hand guiding the flow. With each breath, your mind becomes more in tune with your habits. Automatic patterns are still there, but now you observe them calmly. You can adjust, change, and nurture habits that bring peace. Your subconscious absorbs this guidance, helping you feel relaxed and balanced as you settle deeper into rest. Let this understanding of habit formation guide you. You are aware, you are calm, and you are free to create routines that support tranquility. Each habit becomes a gentle support, carrying you into peaceful sleep, leaving your mind clear, your body relaxed, and your spirit calm. The influence of environment on behavior, the spaces we live in and move through, have a subtle but powerful effect on our thoughts, emotions, and actions. From the layout of a room to the colors on the walls, the sounds around us, and even the people we spend time with, our environment shapes behavior in ways we often do not notice. Understanding this influence allows us to create spaces that support calm, focus, and well-being. Light and color are among the strongest environmental influences. Bright, harsh lighting can increase alertness or even stress, while soft, warm lighting can promote relaxation. Similarly, colors carry psychological effects. Blue and green tones often bring calm, while red and yellow can energize or provoke attention. By adjusting light and color in our surroundings, we can subtly influence mood and mental state. Sound also affects behavior. Constant noise or chaotic sounds can create tension and distract the mind. Gentle, rhythmic sounds like rain, ocean waves, or soft music can calm the nervous system and support concentration. Silence, too, has its own power, allowing the mind to settle and thoughts to slow. Paying attention to auditory surroundings is a simple way to manage mental and emotional balance. The physical layout of spaces matters as well. Open spaces may encourage creativity and free movement, while cluttered or cramped areas can create stress or frustration. Organizing spaces with clarity and order helps the mind feel calm and controlled. Small changes, like clearing a desk or arranging furniture to create flow, can make a noticeable difference in behavior and mood. Social environment is another critical factor. The people we spend time with influence our thoughts, habits, and emotional state. Supportive, calm individuals encourage positive behaviors, while stressful or critical people can increase tension and anxiety. Awareness of social surroundings allows us to choose whom we spend time